До слова запрошується керівник прес-служби.
Begin our working day, and I give the floor to Nataliya Bystra, head of the press service of the State Service for Emergency Situations. Good morning. Every day, thanks to rescuers of the State Service for Emergency Situations, in particular pyrotechnic units, the repair teams of enterprises and communal services have an opportunity to conduct restoration works in the east of Ukraine. However, there are still a number of issues concerning the restoration of life activity in Donetsk and Luhansk regions, because most of the damage is on the territories non-controlled by the government of Ukraine or on the contact line, demarcation line, where there are constant shellings. Besides, quite a lot of the territory at the moment needs demining. In Luhansk region, because of these reasons, there is no opportunity to restore gas supply to 1,400 customers from Krakiv, Katrahizbenka, and Sokolniki settlements. However, because of our pyrotechnics, the emergency teams could make their way to transformator substations and electric networks and started repair works in the settlement of Troitsky, Popasna district. At the moment, almost 500 customers are without electricity there. The works are planned to be completed by the end of this month. Also, almost 1,500 customers are without centralized water supply because of the damage to the water pipeline in the settlement of Krymsky, Novoydar region, and in the part of the city of Popasna. The damaged parts of this pipeline, water pipeline, are on the territory controlled by the territories. This is a major problem not only for Popasna and Krymsky, but for also populated centers in the Luhansk region as well, because most of the water supply holes in the region are on the occupied territory. Also, there's a problem now about the involvement of machinery, including excavators, to the repair works, because besides there's a lack of construction materials. And the restoration and repair teams of the communal enterprise Luhansk Voda applied to the Luhansk State Regional Administration with a request to help them in the organization of green corridors to send repair teams to the areas where they should work, and also to transport the necessary construction materials in Білогорівка, Стаханова, Олчевськ, Нижнє, Лоскутовка, Золоте, Нижнє, Кримське. These sectors are also controlled by terrorist groupings, and at the moment negotiations are continuing. The restoration works have begun in Popasna and Shasta, launched by the local self-government bodies. In particular, in Popasna, they restore roofs and glass in the windows of residential houses. And in the city of Shasta, they have also repaired 160 square meters of roofs. In Luhansk region, the work continues to compose a list of objects that were damaged during the combat action. In the Donetsk region, in Avdiivka city, as of today, the electricity, gas supply are partly restored, and at the moment, the centralized heat supply is restored to the majority of the territory of the city. At the moment, they apply efforts to restore the work of the Donetsk filter station, which is the only source of water supply to Avdiivka. At the moment, completely without electricity are 8 settlements in Yasunuvata District. Водяне, Піски, Тоненьке, Северне, Спартак, Новоселівка, Друга, Веселе, Опитне. Besides, without electricity, remain 4,500 customers in the cities of Avdiivka and Debaltseve. Over the last 24 hours, the restoration works were also conducted in Mariupol, in the Schidny residential area, which suffered from the shelling by terrorists, and they did repairs to private buildings on the streets Kievska and Olimpijska, and also in kindergartens number 160 and 165. Also, the emergency teams have conducted works to restore energy and gas supply to Marinka, Artemivsk, and some other settlements. The issue of delivery of humanitarian help to Donetsk and Lugansk regions remains topical. Yesterday, the rescuers of the State Service for Emergency Situations have delivered foodstuffs from the International Committee of Red Cross to villages Krymske, Peredilske, and Valuiske in Luhansk region. At the same time, in Donetsk region, also from the International Red Cross Committee, the rescuers have delivered 690 individual food sets, each weighing 20 kilos, and 230 hygienic sets to the city of Konstantinivka. To Mykolaiivka, they have delivered 100 food stuff sets, weighing 60 kilos every set, and to Kramatorsk they have sent foodstuffs and hygienic sets of the aggregate weight 20 tons. The Luhansk Regional State Administration started to distribute 60 tons of humanitarian help that came on the 21st of March from Mykolaiv Regional State Administration, and in general, they plan to send 20 tons to Starobelsk and Kremina and 5 tons each to the cities of Lysychansk and Severodonetsk. The volunteer club Bjilka, Little B, from Konotop, Poltava region, have delivered the foodstuffs and electricity goods to Severodonetsk city. Also, Oshchat Bank of the city of Khmelnytsky delivered 10 tons of foodstuffs to Severodonetsk boarding school. Yesterday, the Norwegian fund has sent to the settlement Novotashkivka, Popasna district, and to the city of Popasna construction materials, and international organizations also sent foodstuffs and first necessity goods to the regions where IDPs now live. Yesterday, the Kingdom of Denmark delivered functional beds, mattresses, and wheelchairs, clothes, and medical equipment to the Cherkasy Hospitality Center. By the way, as of the 24th of March, to Cherkasy region from the territory of Luhansk and Donetsk regions, and also Autonomous Republic of Crimea, almost 13,000 IDPs have arrived. Local residents in Donetsk and Luhansk region continue to apply to the regional headquarters of the Donetsk region and transit meeting points deployed by the State Service for Emergency Situations in the cities of Slovyansk and Konstantinivka. Over the last 2 days, 120 people addressed these transit points, including 8 children, school children, and 15 disabled persons. These are people who left the settlements on the territory controlled by the terrorists, the cities Donetsk, Gorlivka, Makivka, Snizhne, Zogres, Debaltseve, Svetlodarsk, Telman, Yeknakiva. Mostly these are women, children, and people aged 40 to 70. Besides, yesterday it was possible to evacuate 13 people with impairment of hearing and speech from Donetsk, whose average age is 60 years, and they were delivered to the transit point in Konstantinivka by a Surdo translator who was helping them in Donetsk previously. In general, for less than 2 months of this year, the region of the anti-terrorist operation in the east was left by 13,730 people, including 2,291 children and 384 people with who are disabled. I have a question to you about the fall of the helicopter in Kiev region yesterday. This is not the question to our service, this is to the military. We have just were the first on the site. Thank you. Our next briefing is at noon.